Hello and welcome to Lok Talks. This is Dr. Lukesh Bhatia. Today I'll be talking to a very unique topic, and this is very rarely being talked about: understanding about digital dementia and cognitive impact in the current internet era. Right? The current internet era, what damage is resulting in the human brains. I'll be talking to you about this particular topic, and this is very least understood, least known about, and very recently today's talk is being based on a very recently published scientific research article, right? So I'll be talking to you about digital dementia. You must have heard about dementia, but what is digital dementia? Let's talk about it. It's a silent cognitive crisis in the internet age, right? So this is something very important for all of us to understand what it is and what damage it is resulting in. So here it is. So coming to the background and the introduction of this topic is that this is very rare in the recent literature as well. And first of all, let me express my gratitude to all the listeners and all the viewers of my channel. I'm very sorry that long time I have not been able to publish. A good number of months have passed and I have not been able to publish any video on this particular channel, and that's why I thought of bringing up a new topic which attracts more attention. So we are living in an era where the technology is omnipresent. From smartphones to smart tablets to smart homes, everything is connected to internet. But with this connection comes a price, a cognitive decline linked with excessive use of the digital devices. And this condition is now known as digital dementia. What is digital dementia? How it impacts our brain, and who is the most vulnerable, and most importantly, how can we protect ourselves from developing digital dementia? And no wonder that I have already become a victim to this problem, and we are already suffering with digital dementia. So let's talk about what is digital dementia, right? So the term digital dementia was first coined by a German neuroscientist called Dr. Manfred Spitzer. It refers to the cognitive decline, especially memory loss. It results in memory loss, it results in attention deficit and poor emotional regulation caused by excessive usage of internet and prolonged usage of all the digital devices like smartphones, tablets, PCs, laptops, or the devices, right? Well, the condition mimics the neurological well-known disorder that is commonly called as elderly dementia, which is more common in elderly people, and which in very early stages the dementia, it is called as dementia, but it's being observed nowadays in young adults and even in teenagers. In simple terms, we are offloading our brains onto Google, relying so much on all these devices that we stop using our natural memory, and the thinking power, the thinking abilities have gone down. So this is what is happening. What are the key symptoms? The key symptoms and the behavioral changes. Let's talk about it. So the key symptoms are, let's look at some of the common symptoms and of the digital dementia. What is the presentation exactly? First thing is forgetfulness and mental fatigue, shortened attention span, poor emotional regulations, difficulty in forming deep interpersonal relationships, right? So these are all the prominent symptoms. Then there can be impaired problem solving, and decision making can become very, very clouded. Then anxiety and stress in offline real world interactions. Then studies have shown that our brains are being trained to be very, very shallow, constantly switching from one idea, one video to another video, one concept to another concept between the tasks, and unable to focus deeply. So the next important point here is, what are the scientific evidences? The scientific evidence and the neurobiological studies have revealed that excessive screen use alters the brain regions related to memory, executive function, social emotional processing. The gray matter reduction has been observed in the prefrontal cortex and the areas responsible for attention, planning and impulse control. What's more worrying is that the children's brain, which are still developing, are more vulnerable to these changes. Dr. Spitzer even mentions terms like digital amnesia and the Google effect, where our brain no longer stores information because we assume we can always look it up, right? So next important, the fifth point is the impact on the adolescents and children. The young people are at highest risk. Why? Because they are exposed to screens much earlier. They often multitask, switching between the social media, gaming and videos. Their neural pathways are still developing, and excessive screen time is linked with poor motor coordination, language and social skill delays, higher anxiety and even low cognitive empathy, reduced ability to understand facial expressions and emotional cues. This leads to a generation that may be technologically smart but emotionally and socially underdeveloped. So what is the role of fast-paced media and technology? Our brains are not wired for the constant dopamine spikes caused by fast-paced video contents. So the reels and shorts, notifications, instant gratification systems, frequent dopamine surge, this trains the brains to seek quick fix for pleasure, weakening our capacity for patience, deep reading, reflections, spiritual or emotional growth. In simple words, the more we swipe, the less we think. The way forward is the prevention and solutions. Let's talk about this. The good news is that the digital dementia is preventable and reversible. Here's how we can start healing. So point number one here is digital detox. Take breaks from the screens. Use the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look for 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Set boundaries for the devices used specially for children. Then cognitive exercises. Practice memorization, the shlokas, verses, speeches. Do offline problem solving games and puzzles. Use your mind for directions, names, facts instead of always Googling. Physical and the social activity. Encourage outdoor plays, exercises and real world conversations. Promote reading books instead of browsing snippets. Mindfulness and spiritual practices. Chanting mantras, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting helps to calm the mind and rewire the brain. Meditation improves attention span and emotional balance. So, concluding what all I have said so far is to conclude that digital dementia is real and it is affecting not just our brains but our future generations. Technology is a tool, it must be used mindfully, not mindlessly. Let us train our minds, not drain them. Let us connect with the people, not just profiles. Let us remember, not just search. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.